this is Evan. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are all having an awesome day so far. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. If you're back, welcome. My name is Diana and I am a Canadian expat living and working in Berlin, Germany for the last 4 years. And on my channel, I talk about all things Germany, moving to Germany, the German culture, how you can work here, all of that good stuff. So if you are into that type of content, if you want to move to Germany or you're just interested in the German culture, definitely make sure to hit subscribe and stick around because I do post new videos every single week. Before today, I do have an exciting and different video for you guys. I was thinking, what type of videos should I make? What haven't I talked about in a while? And I definitely want to talk about moving to Germany to work because obviously with everything that's gone down in the last year, I know a lot of you have gone through ups and downs as we all have. And in particular, a lot of you who want to move to Germany are feeling discouraged in a way. You feel like it's an impossible task, like it's not going to happen for you, that you have to wait for another year, that you have to postpone your plans. And I am here to tell you that is not what you need to do. I want to come with you today with some inspirational and success stories from some of the coaching calls that I have done over the last few months, where people who are in your exact position of wanting to move to Germany to work and to live out their dream life in Germany, they have managed to actually make that happen for themselves and find a job here. I do share a lot of these success stories over on Instagram, but if you don't follow me on Instagram or you don't have Instagram, I don't want you to miss out on these stories because they are really good ones. So yeah, I wanted to share them with you guys and I do hope you enjoy them. My plant here hopes you enjoy it too. And I want to start off by saying that none of my clients who landed jobs here had any prior German language skills. They don't speak German, they're not fluent in German, so they did manage to land an English speaking role here, which is amazing and completely possible. So if you only speak English and you don't have any German language skills, you can still find a job here. And something else I noticed that was actually quite cool, and it was not intentional by any means, but these 3 success stories are from people all living in South America or originally from South America. I didn't plan it that way, but yeah, I thought I would point it out in case you do notice the pattern. But of course, I talked to many of you from all over the place, but these 3 just happen to be from South America. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, for confidentiality reasons, I won't be sharing last names or exact positions or titles, as well as I won't be sharing the companies that they landed jobs with, but I will give you a general idea of what fields they're in and their own story. So the first person I want to talk about is Brenna. She is originally from Brazil and we talked late last year. She was really adamant and interested in moving to Germany, but she was feeling just quite frustrated because she was applying to a lot of jobs for quite a few weeks and not really hearing back from any companies. So she was getting a bit discouraged, even though her ultimate goal was to move here. She just didn't really know what the next steps were for her to take, what she was doing wrong. So we did spend a lot of the coaching call talking about specific strategies and tactics that she could use in order to apply for these companies in Germany, and also tactics and strategies that she could use when interviewing with a German company as well. So that was what the majority of our call was. It was really getting into it to make sure that every single application that she sent out was going to be, top notch so that she could increase her chances of landing an interview and landing a job. And something that I did want to mention about Brenna, I just remember this quite vividly, is that she had an amazing attitude. She had this go-getter attitude. She was very excited about moving here, and you could just tell that she was gonna make this happen. She just needed a little bit of guidance in order to, keep going with that goal and make sure that she was making the most out of every opportunity that came her way, and that she wasn't closing herself off to opportunities as well. Something else we also talked about during the call was the whole visa process and what the best options were for her since she's not an EU citizen. So those are the main things that we really targeted, working out the right strategy for her to apply, going through her CV, cover letter, and of course talking about visa options. And a few weeks ago, she did message me via Instagram and let me know that she landed a position for a company here in Berlin, a startup, and she is working in IT, and she's just waiting for her whole visa paperwork to get sorted out. But in the meantime, she's able to work as a freelancer, living still in Brazil. But as soon as her visa gets sorted out, she'll be able to move here and start working for this Berlin startup. So that was really, really amazing to hear. So Brenna, if you're watching this, congratulations. And I'm so excited for you to move here and to get here and to experience everything that Berlin has to offer. So the second success story I wanted to share is from William, and he is from Colombia, which is always super cool to connect with somebody from Colombia. As you guys know, I am Colombian as well, Colombian Canadian. So that was pretty cool to chat with him. But he was in a really difficult situation when I spoke to him late last year. He had moved here for a job at a huge e-commerce company. And he had a really good job here that provided him with an EU blue card. But because of the pandemonium, the situation that happened last year, he was let go and he didn't have the job any longer that allowed him to stay here because the EU blue card is tied to your job. So he was just in a really, really difficult situation because he wanted to stay here and ultimately he wanted to make Germany his long-term home and to also bring his family, his wife and his kids over from Colombia to live here. So what started off for him as a really exciting opportunity quickly changed because of everything that has been going on. So we did spend a lot of the call talking about how he could position himself, being as somebody who just was currently laid off and was in this really difficult situation of not having a long-term visa to stay here. So we talked about, the best resources for him to use. We talked about, again, how he could position himself and strategies and tactics he could use to land a job as quickly as possible. A few weeks after our call, I swear it wasn't even like a month and a half, he let me know that he did land a position here in Germany and that he was just super excited to be able to still live here and to, of course, have landed that job as quickly as he did. And for those of you who are curious, he does work in the field of data infrastructure, but he's not a developer. So I know some of you may be curious in case you work in that similar field. So I did want to put that out there. And then the last success story that I wanted to share is from Gabriel, and he is from Chile originally. When we spoke, it was January, so it was just this year, and he had just arrived from Chile, and he was living here on a job seeker visa, which meant that he only had 6 months in order to find a job here. So he did have a very small window of time, in the grand scheme of things, 6 months is not a lot. So he was really, really determined to make this happen for himself as quickly as possible and land a job. I do remember, how motivated he was and how determined he was, which does not shock me at all that he was able to land his dream job here. But yeah, he was just super, super adamant that he wanted to make this work. And again, going back home was just not an option for him. Now, what I remember about the calls, we had actually 2 sessions together, was that we didn't just focus on the strategy part of things, how to land a job, how to, ace your interview, all of that stuff that I typically talk about, but we also focused a lot on the mindset aspect of it. My job as a coach when I do these calls with you guys is not just to help you again with the strategy side, but also the mindset, because that has a huge impact on your success. You can have, all of the credentials, all of the qualifications, but if you don't have the right mindset going into interviews, or if you don't have the right mindset when it comes to you actually being able to land a job, then you might as well just pack up your bags and go home. Mindset is super, super important. And oftentimes during these calls, we do spend a lot of time talking about it, because you have to be in the right headspace. You have to be able to be confident in your abilities to interview, to land a position, to live abroad. You have to be confident in your decision. So we did spend a lot of time talking about this, because he did have, some reservations whether or not he would be able to find a job here, being that he didn't speak German, and he was also wondering, if his certifications, if his skill set was enough to land him the job. And for those of you who are wondering what he does, he is a project manager and he works in consulting, and he did let me know just last week that he landed his dream job in Germany near Frankfurt, in the field that he wanted, in a company that he's super excited to work in. And again, I'm just super stoked for him, and I'm so glad that, he believed in himself so much as well, that he was able to pull this off in a short amount of time, because again, 6 months doesn't give you a lot of time, but now he's going to be able to live here for the long term. And again, I'm super, super stoked for him. Those are the 3 success stories that I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope that you found this encouraging and motivational, because again, it is possible for you to move here without speaking English, and even during this crazy time. So I wanted to share this with you guys in case you are having any doubts or any reservations on your ability to make this happen for yourself. If you do want to hear more success stories, definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. I also post a ton of success stories over on my website and on Instagram, so of course links will be left down below. And again, if you are interested in booking a session with me, I do offer the coaching calls, and I also have ebook guides to help you out. So if you're not quite ready to book a call with me, I have ebooks to get you started with making this happen for you as well. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope that you have a great rest of the day, and thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey of moving here and working here. And I will talk to you all in my next one. Tschüss! Tschüss!
Baby, shampoo and come and save me. I've been missing lady luck ever since she started.